the steps. I'm going to go over these all slide by slide. Okay, so one, scaled back training. Two, less cardio and more strength training. Three, reverse dieting, which is pretty fun. Helped her. Number four is helped her build a better relationship with food. Number five is steps. Six is signs of progress. And seven is check-ins for changes. Okay, so let's go over each one individually. So I scaled back for training because she was working out before she started with me 6 days a week, sometimes seven. 4 days would be intense circuits and 2 days would be boot camp classes. And if she did a seventh day, it would just be something random, but again, it would be cardio based, maybe running on the treadmill, maybe doing some kind of swimming. There's nothing inherently wrong with these things, but if you're doing it for the sole purpose of weight loss, which is high intensity circuits, cardio training, boot camp classes, it's not going to happen, right? It's going to be impossible to get into the best shape of your life that way. You have to strength train, okay? Never had enough energy to build muscle because she was doing all this other work. The strength training would be put on the side, but that's why she was so bloated all the time. That's why it was so hard for her to lose fat in the beginning because she wasn't giving her body what it needed. So what did I change? I took out cardio in the beginning, which is pretty crazy for a lot of people. I honestly said, you know what, you don't even do cardio for a little bit. Let's just focus your time in the gym or at home with strength, okay? Because she had limited time, just like a lot of you do, right? Busy mom, works full time, like she doesn't have all the time in the world. So if we want to increase our energy, we need to start by doing the things step by step. So strength training first, neglecting the cardio for the first little while helped a lot. And then I brought her down to 4 days of strength training based workouts, okay? So what kind of workouts did I do with her? So less cardio and more strength training. Instead of doing hours of cardio every week, I made her training around progressive overload. So it was a focus on lifting more weight every week when her body was capable. Okay, the goal is to increase the weight on a weekly basis, right? Of the weight you're lifting. But let's say, for example, you have 10 reps and you're only hitting 8 reps for like a week or two. Yeah, keep working at that weight until you get to 10 reps easy. Then of course, progressive overload. But again, the goal is to slowly increase weight every week. So the goal is to make sure you're challenging your muscle because that is the key to fat loss and getting the definition you want. Because being strong doesn't make you bulky. It's eating too much, right? When we talk about bulky, and when I was in a place of being overweight and having a lot of body fat, just like maybe some of you watching this, what you're doing now is making you bulky. What you're doing now is making you, gain weight, is making you fat, is making you kind of not love the body you're in. And I dealt with that too. And I was wearing baggy clothes to hide myself in the summer, right? But when you realize that it's not strength training, it's overeating is what's making you gain weight, that is when everything changes. That's when you realize you don't have to do cardio, right? Because in her workout schedule, day one was upper body strength, day two was lower body strength, day three was full body strength, and then day four was full body conditioning. So what do I mean by conditioning? It was more so supersets, not necessarily all out cardio where it was just like on the treadmill or this and that. It was just maybe we did supersets, maybe we did one circuit because she did enjoy it because that's what she was used to training. So having one circuit out of 4 workouts isn't going to kill you, right? But the whole workout wasn't a circuit. It was just more so higher reps, a little bit of conditioning, a little bit of muscle conditioning, just to kind of get the heart rate going a little bit more, just to help her out. But it was all basically focused on strength, right? The first 2 phases had 2 days of cardio for only 10 minutes. And then the rest of her programming had 3 days of cardio between 10 to 15 minutes, right? So the first 2 phases after this one, where I took out cardio in the beginning, and then when she felt like she had more energy and she had more time, then yeah, we just added 10 minutes of cardio 2 days a week. And then after that, it was 10 to 15 minutes of cardio 3 days a week. That was it. That's all she needed to really get the changes she wanted to see. Okay. So along with their strength training, along with building muscle and having that 4-day workout split, we did a reverse diet. So we started in a calorie deficit, right? But one of the biggest issues I see when someone wants to lose weight is that they eat in a calorie deficit for far too long. Okay. This damages your metabolism and makes weight loss harder. And it usually makes you hit a plateau or you start to gain some of the weight again, right? Or you just are literally in a plateau forever because your body and your metabolism is not used to burning more calories because you're not giving it enough food as well as not building enough muscle, which is why strength training is important. So as you get stronger, your hunger hormones are going to tell you to eat more food. And that's okay because you're building muscle and muscle burns more calories than fat. Okay, you only have 2 types of tissue on your body, muscle or fat tissue. So when people are, when you have excess body fat, it's harder for you to eat a little bit more and lose weight because your body's not burning that many calories. But when you look at somebody lean, somebody in shape, you're like, oh my God, how did they eat like this? But they're not getting any weight. It's because they work out and they're building muscle. But that's why they're lean. That's why they're toned. It's not that they're not lifting. They're lifting weight and they're getting stronger, but the food is also helping in that regard, right? The only thing that makes you bulky is the amount of food you eat. And as your body burns more calories, it requires more food to sustain the muscle and keep the fat off. Okay. So she went from 1,500 calories. So in the beginning she was at 1,200, but I bumped her up to 1,500 because of how much she was working out. So we went from 1,500 calories to 2,100 calories. And these are the changes that happen, right? Like the tummy is gone. The back fat and the love handles are not splitting out. She has that hourglass shape. Her arms are defined. Her shoulders are defined. Like good things happen when you build muscle. But a reverse diet is essentially slowly increasing your calories week over week, month over month, right? To a point where you're eating a healthy amount of calories at your maintenance, okay? Because you're going to start in the deficit. You're going to start by eating about 300 to 600 calories less than your maintenance calories. And maintenance calories is simply what you are eating to maintain your weight. This calorie deficit is eating less food so you can lose weight. And then calorie surplus is eating more food so you can gain weight. But she started at 1,500, and then we bumped it up over the course of, it was more than just 16 weeks to 2,100, right? Because she stayed with me for a while after that. But over time, this was literally within the first 12 weeks, or 16 weeks, sorry. And then we went to 2,100 calories over the next few months after that. But to eat more food and to never gain a pound and to keep the body fat off while looking amazing, that's how you know you're at a very good place with your diet, with your nutrition, with your health, with your fat loss. Okay, so I just added an extra 100 to 200 calories every month when her progress was progressing, right? When she was building muscle and getting in really good shape. Now, the other thing that I did was helped her relationship with food. She used to cut out carbs and sugar completely, thinking those two types of foods were the reason for weight gain. Carbs and sugar alone don't make you gain weight, okay? It's a total amount of calories. And because it's so easy to eat so much of each, sugar and carbs, it's easy to eat a lot of extra calories. So what's missing? Usually protein. This is going to be something that honestly really helps your relationship with food. Because if you're somebody who uses food as a scapegoat, or you go to it for stress like I used to, you binge it at night, right? It's going to be very hard for you to create a relationship where you think carbs are okay to eat when you're losing weight, because you associate carbs to weight gain, which is why you've been gaining weight on the binge. But the goal is not to binge. The goal is to have everything in moderation. So adding more protein into your diet is going to be key, along with meal prepping, so you have the food ready to go and there's no excuses, right? But protein is awesome, okay? Like you want to start at about, if you're not eating a lot of protein, maybe start about 0.5 grams per 1 pound of ideal body weight. But the goal is to get around 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per ideal pound of body weight. So if you're 120 pounds, or let's say, oh my God, that was so weird. I don't know what the hell happened to my voice there. But let's say you weigh like 100, or you want to weigh 120 pounds. Okay, you want to get somewhere between like 112 to 120 grams of protein a day. Then you're good. You don't really need more than that. But here's the reason you do need carbs. Okay, you need carbs for fast energy. So for your body to access energy when you're working out or you're feeling tired and you can use it to kind of go about your day, carbs are great. Fats are good for long-term energy and healthy hormones, and protein to build muscle. Okay, and help you stay full throughout the day. More protein means you're going to be more full, which means you're going to be satiated for longer, so you're not going to have those crazy cravings at night. When I started to increase my protein to the right amount, a lot of my cravings were gone because I was working out, I was building muscle, and I wanted to do something that was actually going to help me build the muscle and build the body that I wanted. So protein was the key. So every meal plan was split up for Sandeep into about, again, it's give or take about 5% here and there for some of these, depending on the meal plan or phasing, but 35% protein, 40% carbs, 25% fats, okay? I also gave her 2 off meal plans a week within reason, okay? So she wasn't binging. It was just like, hey, if you want to have, go out for dinner with your family, here and there, or you're going to go out with coworkers or friends, at least you have 2 meals where you can kind of go off a little bit. But it was about setting up the day, right? And this was about like, hey, like if you're going to go out to eat a lot of carbs and a lot of extra calories, then throughout the day, just have protein, fruits, and veggies so you can go out and have that at night. And you're not really going to go crazy in terms of the bloating or the weight gain the next day because of the fluctuation. So this helped her understand that she could keep the weight off easier and more enjoyable, while on her fat loss journey, because that's the goal. You want to do this lifelong, not just for like 2 weeks, right? Number 5, easy steps. This was simple. Okay, my whole program and how I help my clients is all about step by step. So first month she started at 6,000 steps. Second month was 7,000 to 8,000. Third month was 8,000 to 9,000. And fourth month was about 10,000 a day. Okay, so in 16 weeks she started to hit 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day consistently. This was easy cardio that just helped her burn a little bit extra calories, help shed fat, help digestion, just help her feel good overall. And she noticed that bloating went down a lot with walking a little bit more, right? Number 6, signs of progress. The scale was her enemy in the beginning. Okay, like so many of us, we look at the scale because we want to see a drop every single week, every month. The body doesn't work like that. Okay, the weight is the last thing to continue to go down, but your body fat will go down, the inches will go down, your energy will go up, and your strength will go up. Okay, so she would lose. Oh, don't know why that says S, but I mean, I'm recording this. Okay, we all make mistakes. So she would lose 2 pounds in 1 week and then stall another week. Okay, the week fluctuation, it would make her feel like going back to her old ways. So I told her not to weigh herself for like 8 weeks at one point. I said, listen, if you are going to use the scale as a place of fear or it freaks you out to see the pound go up here and there, then don't go on it, right? Because everything else is going well. That's why she looks like this now, because we stop looking at the scale every single week, especially if you have an issue with the scale. So instead, look at different signs of progress. Your energy. Is it going up? Are you feeling better? Are you waking up less lethargic? Fat loss. Are you losing fat? Inches being lost. Are you losing inches? Are your clothes fitting better, right? These two go hand in hand. And then it's just strength increasing. Are you getting stronger? Well, then you know you're on the right path. Those are all signs of progress to look for before the scale to get to a place like this and stay there consistently. Okay, now the other thing, there it is check-ins for changes, okay? So every week we did check-in reports. She would complete the check-in form, I would go over it and send her video feedback. In my program, I have a check-in form where I send out every Thursday, just going over a few questions. How did the week go? How are you feeling? Stress, water, sleep, all things that are important other than just working out. And I'd go over it and send her video feedback. This helped see what we could change on a weekly basis to make progress faster and sustainable. This also helped her feel like she wasn't alone in the process of getting to where she wanted to, right? A lot of coaches just kind of leave you be. They're like, hey, do your thing. Okay, go ahead. Good shit. And then they just leave you, right? For like a month or something. Well, for me, I want to make sure what we're doing is taking you to a place where you feel good all the time. So I want to be there step by step. So I do Monday and Friday voice note check-ins. And every Thursday, the check-in form is sent, which is sent back on Friday afternoon, right? Now, if you don't do the check-in form, that's when I send my clients the Friday voice note. Again, I just want to make sure, hey, you might have not checked in, but I'm going to check in with you. Right? It's very good to have that accountability because that's what's going to make or break a lot of your progress, a lot of your ability to get better, a lot of the changes. So making sure that you have a coach or you have somebody that's checking up on you regularly helps so much. And that's why she ended up looking like this. Snatched. Amazing. Like just something that she was so proud of for doing. Right? And it's not about, doing it fast. It's not about doing it. And listen, 24 pounds in 16 weeks is pretty crazy. And to get progress like that in 4 months is wild. But she just trusted the process. And she trusted me as her coach to kind of help her and guide her through because what she was doing before wasn't working. And because it wasn't working, she knew she needed to change, right? So if something isn't working, and I will say this, if you're doing something and you feel like you can't do this for like 5 years, don't do it for 5 months. Don't do it for 5 weeks. Don't do it for 5 days. If you can't do it forever, don't do it at all. You need to do something that is sustainable or has a plan of attack to help you make it part of a sustainable journey, okay? And that's about it, right? 1% better every day. So I will be coming back with you with another training next week. I appreciate you guys for always tuning in, always checking these out. Let me know in the comments another video or topic you'd love me to make. I will go over it in another training. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. And I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, shoot me a message. And if you need my help on your fitness journey, shoot me a message on Instagram and I will be sure to reach back out to help you on your journey.